Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I'm talking about watches. Today I'm going to be doing the full review of my Sea-Gull Dress Watch. This is a watch that I had had on my Aliexpress wish list for a very, very long time. And by a long time, I mean more than a year. And the reason it sat on that wish list for so long is because it was a little bit too expensive. Or at least it was a little bit too expensive for me. And I kept waiting for it to go on sale. Sea-Gull watches don't tend to go on sale, but not that long ago, I looked back on my wish list at this watch and the price had been slashed. It had been slashed to 220 Australian dollars. And I think this is the new price of this Sea-Gull, because even since buying it, I've checked on it again and again, and it still is sitting at that 220 Australian dollars. And I think for that sort of money, this is an amazing, beautifully well-made watch, good-looking watch, and a fun watch to have in the collection. So let's flip the camera around to do a full review of it. But if you haven't subscribed, do you mind just clicking on that subscribe button? Thank you so much. All right, let's check out this Sea-Gull dress watch. So here we have the Sea-Gull model 819.12.6066. And of course, it's not in its packaging at the moment because I've got it on this bracelet that it came with. And to put it back in the package, I don't want to scratch the back of this. So let's put that aside whilst I show you the package that it comes in, because it's actually quite good packaging, especially for sort of a Chinese brand watch. It's only cardboard, but it has that lovely sort of feel to it, lovely texture, nice lid to it. Put that aside. Little tab here, which you can lift up. Inside here, we've got a nice big booklet with lots of stuff about Sea-Gull. We come with the strap that it came with. Comes with the tool, hang tag, and all the spare links for that bracelet. And how have my experiences been with this watch over the last sort of 6 weeks? Well, they've been very, very positive. I really, really like the look of this watch. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. But the big elephant in the room is I really dislike this metal bracelet, and I really dislike this strap. It looks okay, this one here. From a distance, this looks okay, but it's not particularly pleasant. It's very rattly. It has hollow end links. There's actually individual links there. It is solid, but it doesn't feel very good. It's a butterfly clasp, which is okay. This strap here, terrible. I don't think I've come across a worse strap, but you know what? That doesn't bother me whatsoever because I've been wearing it on my Hamilton leather strap, and this looks fantastic with this watch. I am going to show you it on the bracelet because this is what actually came with it. There's no point in me showing you the watch on a strap that you don't have access to. So let's just talk about the watch now that I've sort of poo-pooed the bracelet and that strap. So this one, as I said, is the 819.12.6066, and for me, it is all about that dial. It has a beautiful sunburst silver dial in the center, and then outside of that, it has a separate sort of section. It is on the same sort of plane there, but it is a different finish. We have really nice polished applied indices all the way around. We have some printing and the second marker on that inner track there, automatic and Sea-Gull printed on in black, and some of the most beautiful hands I've seen on a watch. Beautiful, long, majestic, polished hands. I just think they look stunning. Now this one is all covered by a flat piece of sapphire crystal. Behind here there is a mineral crystal showing off that exhibition caseback of that movement there. On the side of the watch we have mostly polished, but there are some brushed surfaces. All polished along the sides, all polished along the tops. That little thin ring there on that sort of solid bezel is brushed, but then back to polished again. The lugs are particularly nice, very simple, but all polished. We have a signed crown with the Sea-Gull S. It is semi-guarded. It is a manually winding watch as well as automatic. No screw down, so giving it only 40 meters of water resistance. But there's only one position which hacks the movement, so no ghost wheel in this particular one. The movement inside this one is the Sea-Gull ST17, which has been running really well for me. And the best thing about the movement of this one is we get to see it. And it is gorgeous. For an affordable watch off AliExpress, this is one good looking movement. Lots of decoration on there. Yes, it's not as decorated and as pretty as much more expensive movements, but I think for $220, I think that's pretty amazing. Got Sea-Gull written on there, polished outer surface on that case back there. Does say that it is a Sea-Gull. There are 50 meters of water resistance, the model number, and a bit of other information for you. So what else have I got to say about this one? Well, let's talk about dimensions, shall we? Because it is good to know how big a watch is if you're interested in buying it. The case itself is 41 millimeters. It is 11.7 millimeters thick. It has a lug to lug of 48.3 millimeters and a 22 millimeter lug width. Now, on this supplied bracelet, we're looking at 138 grams, but on that strap that it came with, it is 65 grams. So it's not a particularly heavy watch. That does have a lot to do with this bracelet though, because it is quite thin and rattly and a little bit cheap. It did come as a sort of a universal bracelet, but then these end links were designed for it. They are hollow end links, and there is a bit of movement. They're not particularly good. It does look okay. I think it sort of suits the watch. It does make it a little bit dressier. The strap I've been wearing on it has dressed it down a little bit, and I think it looks actually particularly good. Now, if you're not interested in the silver dial variation or even the stainless steel variation, there's a couple of different options. So what we have a couple of different case colors. We've got this stainless steel. We also have this sort of copper or rose gold version. And on those versions, also the hands and the indices are also color matched to that case, which I think is pretty cool. Also, they both come in either a silver or a black dial. Now, as mentioned, this has the Sea-Gull ST17 movement. And let's stick on the time grapher and see how it is performing. Well, as I said, this one is performing very well, beating at 21,600 vibrations per hour, very minimal beat error, which is fine, amplitude 235, which is actually perfectly fine. It's nicer if it's a little bit higher than that, but I find anywhere but sort of between 200 and 300 is perfectly fine, and it's running pretty close to zero, give or take a couple of seconds. So for a Chinese movement from Sea-Gull in this affordable dress style watch, I am absolutely in love with those figures. Now you would have noticed that there has not been a loom shot. That's because there's no loom on this particular watch. As you can see, there's no spots for it, so no loom whatsoever. This is a in the daylight or in artificial light only watch. But how does it look on wrist? Because that is what is important. As mentioned, the bracelet's not my absolute favorite, but the watch itself is gorgeous. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. It fits on wrist really nicely, curves down and sort of sits onto wrist really nicely. Nice dimensions, nice look, and really does look good on a really nice leather strap. It has sort of helped me appreciate leather straps more, this particular watch, because it is one that I've worn so much recently, and having it on that leather strap has really made me get to enjoy a nice leather strap on a good looking watch. So what do I like about this watch? What don't I like, and what would I change? Well, for me, it's all about the looks of this watch. I just think it is absolutely gorgeous. Love the dial, love the two sort of tone dial, that sort of sunburst in the center sort of circle, and then the separate sort of look of that dial on the outer edges. Those hands, I think, are some of the nicest hands I've seen on any watch. I think they're just a nice shape. I think they're very well done, and I love nice long hands. Beautiful to have a nice decorated movement in the back, especially at this sort of affordable sort of cost. And that is something that I do like about it as well, that there is such a nice looking watch for such an affordable price. What don't I like about it? Well, I think it's fairly obvious. The bracelet and the strap that come with it, not particularly fantastic. But when it comes to actually the watch itself, there's nothing that I actually really dislike about it. I think it is actually very, very nice. Nothing that is missing. It's just a good watch. What can I complain about? Nothing. Well, complain about these two things. So what would I change? Well, that's fairly obvious. I'd put this one in the bin. I'd put that one in the bin and just get a really nice quality leather strap. That makes this watch look absolutely fantastic. All right, guys, let's flip back to me now for my final thoughts on this Sea-Gull dress watch. So it's a little bit disappointing that both the strap as well as that bracelet aren't particularly fantastic. The bracelet is okay, but I haven't really enjoyed wearing it on that. Thankfully, I've had that beautiful, amazing Hamilton strap available, which I have been wearing this watch on, and it has really elevated how amazing this watch has been to wear on wrist. I can absolutely recommend this one to you guys, but I would definitely state that with the little stipulation of you should supply your own strap. And guys, if you are interested in this watch, I will leave a link below. Now, Sea-Gull watches don't tend to have affiliate links. If it happens to be an affiliate link, just be aware it might be an affiliate link, but it's probably more likely just a direct link to it because they don't tend to do those affiliations through Aliexpress. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch my video, and also hope to see you in the next one.